Hi everyone, Mr. King here. I'm going to go over completing the square, which is a great technique to transform a quadratic equation into what's called vertex form. Vertex form is really useful when we want to analyze quadratic functions. Let's take a look at my method. It's a faster method, I think, than the one that's in the book. Both are equally correct. My method requires us to first factor out a -2. See, we want to move towards creating a perfect square trinomial. So -2 and then in parentheses x squared plus 2x. And we're going to leave a plus, a blank, close parenthesis, and we're going to push the 6 outside the parentheses like that. And now we're at the stage where we are going to complete the square, and there's an algorithm for this. When we've got a 1x squared plus some number times x, we take the number multiplying x, we divide it by 2, and then we square the quantity, and in this case it's 1. And that's the number we use to complete the square. But notice that we've added -2 to the right side because the -2 is multiplying the 1. To undo that and keep the value of the right side of this function the same, we need to add 2, like that. Of course, those two add up to 8. And so when we rewrite this, here's what we get. We're going to get f of x is equal to -2 times x plus 1 squared plus 8. Now, why x plus 1 squared? Well, if you look at this, x squared plus 2x plus 1, that is a perfect square trinomial. And a perfect square trinomial factors readily into a binomial squared. This form that we're now looking at is called vertex form. And vertex form is very valuable in analyzing parabolas because we can see the coordinates of the vertex. The +1 gives us the x value of the vertex, it's -1, and the 8 gives us the y value of the vertex. Now, because of the -2 out front, we know that we've got a frowning, or it opens downwards parabola. The vertex is its maximum value, and we know its coordinates now. So we can do a quick sketch like that. We also know something else. We know that the axis of symmetry of this parabola is x equals the x value at the vertex. So x equals -1 is the equation of the axis of symmetry. And we got all of that by taking this standard form quadratic and putting it into vertex form. And you can see it's a pretty quick process if you're comfortable with it and you've got the technique down. We're going to look at a slower method that's gone over in the book. It's equally correct. What we do in this case is divide everything by -2. That's going to give us a 1x squared. So when we do that, we get f of x over -2, also written as -1/2 times f of x. And that's equal to x squared. The -2 over -2's go away. And -4 over -2 is +2, so there's our +2x. And 6 divided by -2 is -3. Next step, we're going to add 3 to each side. We want to isolate the x squared plus 2x. And when we do that, we end up with -1/2 f of x plus 3 is equal to x squared plus 2x. And I'm sure you're already recognizing that this is set up now to complete the square again on the right side. Well, we already know what needs to go here. It's the 2 divided by 2 quantity squared, which is 1, so we complete the square with that 1. But we've added 1 to the right side, so we better add 1 to the left side. That balances the equation when we do that. And so this leads us, as we simplify, to -1/2 f of x plus 4 is equal to x squared plus 2x plus 1. Oh, but wait a second. That's the same as x plus 1 squared, isn't it? So let's write it in as the binomial squared because that's what we want on this side anyway. Our goal is vertex form. So that's what that looks like. For our next step, we're going to subtract 4 from each side. We need to move towards getting f of x by itself again. And when we do that, we get negative 1/2 f of x is equal to x plus 1 squared minus 4. And lastly, to get f of x by itself, we're going to multiply everything by a negative 2. Negative 2 times negative 1/2 is 1, so that gives us f of x is equal to a negative 2 times that x plus 1 squared. And the negative 2 times the negative 4 is a plus 8. Now, I think you recognize this result. It's the exact same result that we got a moment ago. Negative 2 times x plus 1 squared plus 8. So, again, the vertex is negative 1, the opposite of that, comma 8. And it's a frowning parabola because of the negative 2. So we've completed the square twice to put a quadratic equation into vertex form. Both methods are good, both methods are correct. I think that you'll agree that this second method takes more steps. The first method is cleaner, quicker. Take your pick. You need to use them. Good luck.